the whole entire thing.
Tell me who all of them are.
Deadshot, Diablo, Harley Quinn, Joker, Killer Croc.
Joker is not a member of Suicide Squad.
And then you forgot the guy that died in 3 minutes who was Slipknot.
Yeah.
And
it's also a horrible band.
Captain Boomerang, that's the one I was
Yeah, and he died too, didn't he?
I don't think Captain Boomerang died.
Can you stop spoiling?
Sorry.
I'm gonna see it.
You're not gonna see it. I don't think I want to. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start the song, and I'm gonna go over the lyrics.
All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. Welcome to the room of people who have rooms of people that they loved one day docked away. Just because we check the guns at the door doesn't mean our brains will change from hand grenades. You love another psychopath sitting next to you. You love another murderer sitting next to you. You think I'd get here sitting next to you. But after all I've said, please don't forget. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. We don't deal with outsiders very well. They say newcomers have a certain smell. Yeah, trust issues not to mention. They say they can smell your intentions. You laughing on the freak show sitting next to you. You laugh some weird people sitting next to you. You think how did I get here sitting next to you? But after all I've said, please don't forget. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please all my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Why'd you come? You knew you should have stayed. I tried to warn you just to stay away. And now they're outside ready to bust. It looks like you might be one of us.
Okay. The lyrics, the first verse. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Okay. What is he saying here?
That all his friends aren't Christians and wait for them to ask you who you know. So it's like maybe asking you about God.
That's a very, very good way to deconstruct a lyric. Right? All my friends are heathens, take it slow.
Why'd you go? You knew you
Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know half of the abuse.
The half of the abuse. The half.
We don't know what they've been through.
No.
Right? Right? We don't know what they've been through. So don't make any sudden moves. Don't get in their face about who you believe, right? Or what you believe. That's actually good. You know, you don't want to offend people with your faith, but you want to live your faith out, right?
And Dad's just getting this from Saturday Night Live.
Welcome to the room of people.
Late night.
Shh. Yes, we watched it on. We watched them. They appeared on SNL last night. That's exactly where we started with this. They were on SNL last night.
Their performance of Heathens wasn't very good, but their ride was pretty good. They did Ride, and I watched it.
I didn't see that part. Anyway, so they did this song live on SNL, and this is what kind of started this conversation because, on the outset we might see a name like Heathens and immediately think like, this is all about bad people, right? Welcome to the room. This is the next verse. I'm thinking. I don't. They don't have the right song structure. Song structure to me is verse, chorus, chorus, bridge, chorus, verse, or whatever. But they don't. I don't know what the chorus is with this song.
They go into rap. I think the chorus is like all my friends are.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's chorus, verse, whatever. Okay. So welcome to the room of people who have rooms of people that they loved one day, docked away. Just because we check the guns at the door doesn't mean our brains will change from hand grenades. What are they saying there?
That they'd blow up if you, if their brains are hand grenades, that means they're ticking time bombs. So if you say something that will trigger them, quote unquote, then they'll blow up on you.
Okay. Just because we checked the guns at the door. What do you think that means? Can I tell you what I think it means?
Sure.
Because I took a college literature class that forced me to deconstruct a song and a poem and find meaning in it. The meaning might not. This could be just my interpretation. Welcome to the room of people who have rooms of people that they loved one day, docked away. So basically, this room full of people, they all have their own rooms full of people, meaning they have their own people in their own lives that they loved one day that may be gone. They may have passed on or may have moved on or maybe they left them or whatever. Mm-hmm. Docked away, meaning you've got them docked inside of you. You're thinking about them all the time. I have people in my life that I have docked away inside of me that I don't see very often or I haven't seen at all or they've been in a long time or that are no longer alive, things like that. Just because we check the guns at the door, meaning just because we set aside our willingness to hit them hard with what we believe and who we are, doesn't mean our brains will change from hand grenades. Our brains, meaning that we still have inside of us the stuff that can destroy us, right? We still have that struggle when it comes to, for us as Christians, we have, sin and the flesh and the things around us, or the things inside of us that we still struggle with that could destroy us, right?
This is funny that we're breaking it down, and it actually turns out to be a message about faith and spreading.
Right. Well, here we're gonna get.
But you used to hate that.
We're gonna get to the meat and the potatoes. See, I told you you'd be surprised at how when I look at things.
Dad.
What I was gonna say.
It's like 21 Pilots listen to this.
They're probably too busy with groupies. I mean, not groupies. I don't know. You're loving on the psychopath sitting next to you. You're loving on the murderer sitting next to you. You'll think how'd I get here sitting next to you, but after all I've said, please don't forget. All my friends are heathens, blah, blah, blah. So, you're loving on the psychopath sitting next to you. In the movie, you might think the psychopath, it could be from the perspective of Deadshot, who is sitting next to a psychopath, who is Harley Quinn. You're loving on the murderer sitting next to you. Maybe Harley Quinn is looking at Deadshot.
I think it's Diablo, because Diablo killed his whole family in the movie, remember?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So we have loving on the psychopath. You'll think, how'd I get here sitting next to you? But after all I've said, please don't forget, blah, blah, blah. So, for us, in our faith, every sin is on even footing, right? Every sin is equal. So that means everything from murder, right, to stealing a piece of candy from the store. In God's eyes, that's sin. It's equal. So, because we have the things inside of us that can destroy us, we are sinners just like them. So all my friends, meaning everybody in this room, is heathens. I'm not going to go through all of the lyrics, but that's like the crux of what I wanted to get to
You should have stayed.
with this particular song. What I really what I really pull from this is they are painting a very bleak picture of humanity. And if you focus on the bleak picture of humanity, the sadness, the fact that we have sin, the fact that we have the flesh that we struggle with, the fact that we struggle, we have our own brains as hand grenades that could destroy us, right? There is hope. And what I don't see in this song, and which is my biggest concern and issue with this particular music, is that there's no hope. I'm not gonna tell you guys can't listen to this. I see the message. I see what they're trying to say. But for me, this gets right to the finish line and then stops before breaking the tape. Doesn't offer hope.
Or it stops before, or if your car breaks before you get to the place
A lot of the
you're going to.
inspiration for a lot of their songs is because, like, one of their songs is Guns for Hands, is like, people had walked up to them saying they were suicidal at a concert, and they wrote this song, and it was like the main part of it is turn your guns into a fist, so you're not tempted to.
Well,
and so you're not going to.
What I walk away from this with is that we can't focus on the bleak, and this is for this particular song in and of itself. I look at this song and I see that we are all messed up, but there's no hope, and I say, this can't. Is this music unhealthy to listen to? No, but for me, I think this music does not present a worldview that it has any light in it. You know, it's saying it could be about them. You know, hey, you know, these guys are now touring big tours with big bands, big secular bands, not
a year.
And they're not a Christian band. They're a band of Christians, which I have no problem with. I mean, there's plenty of bands out there that are Christian people in the band that are touring as secular bands. I have no problem with that. They are afraid that they may destroy what they have if they start to get too bold. And that's my concern for them. So, with that, I am hopeful that there is hope somewhere down the line for them. For the people around them. They're in places that I will never get into. They're hanging out with people I will never get to talk to. So hopefully the light is inside them and they're willing to finally, you know, instead of checking their guns at the door, start to pull them out and start to say, look, this is what we believe and why we believe it. Right? Mm-hmm. So, anyway, I don't necessarily want to preach on this show, but I like to, with my kids, some dads will have this conversation at the side of the creek while they're fishing. And that's what I've taken, what this show is about is, you know, some dads take their boys fishing. I sit in front of a microphone with them. And this particular podcast is a father and son's podcast where a father can sit and sometimes goof off with their kids and sometimes get serious. And I felt like I got a little serious with that, so I apologize. But let's bring it all back to one of my favorite parts of the show. We do it every week. Dad jokes. So, Jonas, do you have a good dad joke?
Well, if anyone plays Minecraft, they will get any of these.
Okay.
But there's one that people will definitely.
Okay.
I'll stop milking all the cow jokes now. I'll tell you some other jokes. Wait, and I have one more. A creeper is something that explodes, right?
Uh-huh.
From Minecraft. And there's a pun I saw, and it says, there's been a boom in the creeper population.
I have a really good one. Did you hear about the guy whose whole left side was cut off? He's all right now.